here talking about gambling. I mean, but let's be real. Let's just think about it for a second here. Like our money, the dollar that we use, the dollar that was once paper money that's now digital money, right? Like the whole what's the thing that drives the value of that? Well, it used to be the gold that was supposedly in the Federal Reserve. Well, we know, I mean, anybody can do research and we know that that's no longer a thing anymore. So when they say our dollar is not as strong as the yen or what have you, what is the determinant of that? How do we determine
you right?
Is?
Macroeconomics.
That too, but
so basically what we say it is?
No, just
it has a lot to do with
just
the economy.
So it's kind of like this.
Like, yeah, that's different. But with NFTs, I think me and Tim were talking, and I have to get out of NFTs as an investment and I gotta stop looking at it as like how I look at stocks, and I gotta look at it as like the internet. Did this nigga just freeze again?
Yep.
Did I?
Yep.
I'm not frozen. I don't feel frozen.
Oh, your head is frozen. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back in action. Okay. Anyways, but I have to start looking at it like I look at like the internet. It's like I listen to Gary Vee, right? And that's what made me change my perspective. And I go, okay, I really need to start paying attention to it.
Gary Vee did that.
This nigga is a
robot.
Jeez. This is never been an issue. Gary Vee did that for you.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's I don't know, it's all
but he did but it changed my perspective. I have to change my perspective on how I look at it and look at it as like something new. I can't put like a solution behind it. I have to figure out a solution for it.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's too new. I mean, like it's like we're talking about artwork and music. Like, what puts the value on those items? And it's no real driver of who puts the value on it. It's just kind of like the populace, the hype of this item. Like, if so many people see it as this valuable, then that's what it's going to go for. And that's kind of where it's at now. So, I mean, that kind of goes into what drives the dollar and all that, because that's what this kind of is. It's just early money.
Too. But
hype,
Top Shots, I was like,
son.
Mark, when you're talking about Top Shots, I was like, I would just buy it off season. Right now it's popping because basketball's popping, but I buy it during football season. Makes sense to me. And I was like, then I get out, and then when basketball season comes back around,
but this is the thing about it,
the value goes right back up.
Well, yeah, I mean, that might work. The thing about it is that, but who's going to determine that clip is still going to be that valuable, right? Or, who's going to determine?
I would buy those clips off season at a cheaper.
Right now, all your favorite players, but right now, all your favorite players are all the top known players are already priced out. Like, they're already in some ridiculous range of like 1,000.
But think about when someone just you find that one guy that bought it for an expensive price, right? And then he needs that money all of a sudden, and it's not basketball season. Now I bought that LeBron clip for $2,000, $2 million because that nigga's at $2,000. Those are the prices I'm looking for. I'm not trying to buy them at full retail value.
I feel it.
I mean, that's the system, right? And I hear you, and I think that's what we have to start doing. Like, I agree with you guys. I think that we have. And when I first said something to you guys about it, I was like, "Look, dude, like, we cannot explore this with our conventional thinking. We have to dive in and just kind of figure it out, because right now the industry is trying to figure it out. Like everyone, like the fact that the NBA has created NFTs, right? It's like, and it's a perfect storm. Can
you consider them the NBA? Right? Are they the NBA? Isn't it two guys that created that?
I thought they were the NBA.
What, the site?
I thought it was
Top Shots is two guys. Some guy named David. Some guy named.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're affiliated with the NBA, but they're not the NBA.
So how are they getting the fucking clips? How are they getting the clips?
Because
I thought the NBA had something to do with it.
I don't know. I don't know who they know or what they know, but it's two guys. I'm not sure who they are though.
Yeah, I think I did hear about this.
But it's just like the playing cards, right? Like the NBA doesn't have to sign off on those playing cards, do they?
No. I mean, that's where it's starting. Really,
sure
it's just like the.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
They don't
I
have
have
to
no
sign off
idea.
on
Do
those
they?
playing cards.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they have
they
to.
do.
I'm pretty
Because-
sure.
But I mean, even if they
You can't-
okay, so if they did with digital being the way it is, it's not like you wouldn't have to own the copyright if you take a picture of something. Like what's saying if I seen
But
Michael
who's taking the
Jordan
picture?
do his free throw dunk and I post that, like that's my
Mhm.
picture. I don't have to go through the NBA to
That's
post
true
this
because other
picture.
people are taking those pictures. I don't know who owns those rights, so let me not say that those guys aren't the NBA, but I don't believe they are the NBA.
I mean, I don't think.
I
Well,
don't
it may not be the NBA that's running the marketplace, but it has to be some sort of affiliation, only because where they're getting the highlights from. No one's allowed. People have just been allowed in the arenas. Who's taking the highlights? Who's taking the pictures of these highlights? These are current highlights. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that's holding. I mean, these are current. So it has to be somehow sanctioned by. I mean,
I don't know.
now if it's just two guys. Now, Chris, if it's just two guys who are just recycling old clips, who are just digitizing old clips, then we definitely need to jump in because it's just the Wild West.
No, it is. It is the Wild West.
I was using NBA Top Shots as a key to say that businesses are jumping in this industry and are figuring out ways to make money off. Mm-hmm. So, and the NBA Top Shots has been my example of saying that. But if we're saying right now, uniformly, if we're saying right now that it's not.
Oh no, you're right, Mark.
You're right. Okay,
Top
I'm about
Shots
to say because
partnered with Dapper Labs, which is a cryptocurrency, which specializes in cryptocurrency or in blockchaining. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, so it's still the Wild West, but I mean, nonetheless, I mean, it makes sense. Now, there's like, what's gonna say that those clips still hold value when people are in the arena now, and other people can just turn their cell phone videos into NFTs. It's gonna be the quality, because now it's gonna be multiple angles, right? Because I guess the NBA is gonna have the best angle, right? Top Shots is gonna have the best angle, right?
It's just like e-commerce.
Exactly.
Just look at it like as e-commerce.
Yeah,
Same thing.
If you look at it as like a trading card, it'll be like a holographic versus like a regular. You get it at all angles.
I guess. I guess.
Look at it as like finish line versus
still,
that guy that gets the shoes from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Both sell shoes.
But it's still gonna lower the. But you guys don't think it'll still lower the value, even if it's just slightly. It will still lower the value of these.
It's gonna lower that's what the.
I mean,
it's gonna balance itself out.
But you have to have a market to do that. So you have to have multiple people producing that same image.
Right.
So like those but I mean you're right. Like I agree with you 100%. Like the VCs like right now are just throwing money at anybody that knows blockchaining really. Like there was this company, I think it's called So Rare or something like that. They're like a football fantasy kind of thing. It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, but for soccer. It's kind of cool, but they got like $40 million like recently. Like they're pushing money at this. So I mean, like, yeah, like if you have a unique idea that can capture a market right now, you're in business for a while.
So let me ask you this, and maybe I shouldn't. Like, this is gonna reveal like how I think, but it's like, so what is stopping us from just like creating an NFT and then trading it back and forth with each other, and then until someone eventually buys it, right? Because at this point, I think people are just blindly buying it. They're just blindly. So right now, if we just put our podcast on here and we just agree that we'll jack up the price to $100, right? We'll just jack it up in cryptocurrency and we'll just trade it back and forth with each other. on the marketplace. Do you think we could sell it?
No.
Yeah. We can sell. You can sell anything.
I mean, you could sell it,
right spin behind it. Yes.
But nobody would buy it.
Yeah, they have to figure out what the value is of it.
What makes you think that?
You'd have to put hype behind it, Mark, first, and then you'd have to have it be like
everybody.
Like they're not blindly buying.
What
They're looking at like your customer base. Like if you've actually been doing it, like this, so rare people. They weren't just like a pop up. I mean, they're kind of, but I mean, they know what they're doing.
Industry. Yeah, they have these small little niches.
Right.
Like the guy that sold all his artwork. He'd been doing artwork for lots. Like he does artwork for Apple. Right. So I mean, the guy isn't like a nobody.
It seems like it's a pop up, but it's like they.
But he just decided to sell his artwork by himself.
No, I understand.
He said I wanted it.
But okay, this is the thing, right? I guess I understand that. Like the players in it now are doing. But as we're talking about NFTs, people are talking about NFTs. We're like people have been talking about NFTs for the last 2 or 3 weeks, right? Like this month, like NFTs have blown up, right? And just like with the Robinhood guys, like there's going to be more and more people who are jumping into it because they understand this is like a thing. So when I talked about us like finding ways to jump into it, is because I was thinking about the fact that like the people in the know are going to be the people in the know, but there's going to be people who are not in the know. And right now, the marketplace consists of people who understand and they're controlling. But as more and more people jump into it, and that's the whole reason why I said we need to jump into it. As more and more people jump into it, there's going to be a large percentage of people don't know what the fuck they're doing, because that's how these markets.
That's why I said it's just like e-commerce. Like if you think about it, it's the same exact thing, same exact concept.
Yeah.
A lot of people just jump into it and they don't really know what they're doing, but they're selling shit, and they just got to figure out how to get the audience to come to their page to buy it.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, so what I was saying, back to our idea.
There's nothing that stops us.
I mean, I'm not saying
just have to just
tomorrow.
Do it. No, literally tomorrow, Mark. Literally tomorrow.
A year where people are just buying shit. If you don't think that someone might just buy it because they, this is $100 to buy it.
Mark, if we start today with just one card, and we hold that track record for a year, like maybe it doesn't shoot off for another.
And we just trade it back and forth between each other. It's already gonna be on the block.
No, just have one card on there, and we're reputable. We've been around for years. We sold 3 things, but we've been around for years. When it really hits, and now our website's already taken. Like we have the domain name, we have all that shit. People go, oh, well, this guy's been here for forever since the regional little established in 2021. Like, oh shit, they might be all right. They ain't got no bad reviews. Good. But I'm saying, like, it's one of those things where we have to jump in now. If you wanted to jump in now, and you have to just understand, like, we don't have to understand it. We just have to do it and make corrections, because no one's criticizing us right now. They criticize us when everyone else is doing it. Like,
no,
true. No,
how to sell on Amazon. Like, I don't want to know how to sell on Amazon anymore. Like now, your Amazon prices are sky high because you motherfuckers. Get the fuck off Amazon.
That's so valid though, because like I was reading something the other day of like the luxury and like the Vogues and stuff, like the high end fashion and high end just everything. They're trying to figure out how they can do this marriage of NFTs with whatever they're doing. I mean, personally, I don't think it's gonna work for the fashion, because like I just feel like people in this. I mean, it could, but
it's gonna bring it backwards though. It's gonna be like everything has to. It can't mass produce. It has to be 1,000 of this, 10,000 of that, and it has to have, each one has a unique number now.
I could see that down the line, but I feel like right now, like the target audience that are carrying like all the cryptocurrency or the ether are younger and men. So I mean, and probably more so in the tech industry.
Here's the cool thing about these NFTs, or here's the cool thing about cryptocurrency. It's so easy to. No, it's easier to use, right? People. Like you can literally figure that shit out and have it done like a day.
So, no, I'm not saying like it's difficult or anything. I'm saying like these are like technological people that are young men. This is the demographic. So like those people, when I see those people, I don't really see them like as like big trendy, like I'm trying to wear
forward fellas.
Yeah.
Nah, you're right. 100% right.
I just don't feel like that's. I mean, I definitely see a big market for like
it's
that.
huge. The market's huge. And when Mark first started talking about it, I listened to him for a while, and I was like, it just seemed like it was too easy, and so I kind of was like, I'm not really understanding it.
Gotcha.
And I kept looking at it as like an investment. Like I look at stocks and what I have going on, and I'm like, I can't tangibly understand this. So what am I getting for this again? And you're like, nothing. This is digital. I'm like, that's stupid. that's stupid, Mark. Like, well, why would anyone pay $1 million
It
for
holds
nothing?
no value.
you can't even put this in your house. No, it's on your computer. Oh, like, oh,
But let's break it down. Like, let's break it down. Because it all starts, in my opinion, this whole scarcity hype culture. I swear, like, it's almost like they tried it with sneaker culture. You look at a basic off-white sneaker, the Jordan 4 series. What makes that better than a Jordan 4? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, an actual Jordan 4 is made with leather. It's not deconstructed. It doesn't have little scribbly lines on it. But someone put a zip tie on it and then put some scribbly lines on the other, and then like didn't sew all the sneaker all the way together. And people go, "This is amazing! $1,000." And that's what it is. Like, fashion, this concept has always worked in fashion, right? And I think that's one of the reasons, Tim, to your point, fashion is trying to jump in and now because everyone, because that's where they stole it from, essentially. But it's always worked. Like, value has always been subjected in high art and high fashion. So it's like, now it's like, yeah, I can create something and say, like, I'm selling it for $1,000. And if I get someone to buy it for $1,000, somebody else might buy it for $5,000 because they don't want to miss out on the fact that that's sold for $1,000.
Right.
And that's the value. That's the value. Like, the whole concept of what I was talking about, like this episode right now, if we digitize this, put this on the market and be like, this is our whatever, and we trade it amongst ourselves, and we leave it and let it sit there for $100. Eventually, in theory, I feel, and I could be wrong, but in theory, I feel that maybe not now, maybe not next month, maybe not next year, but eventually someone will look at that and be like, that's already $100. I mean, we'll buy it for $200. We'll buy it for $1,000. Maybe it's worth something. Who are these folks? Their website's been up here for 2 years since everything started.
I think Tim was saying that too. It depends on like your audience, right? So as we grow and grow and grow, we might get that one guy that has $1 billion. And he's like, yo, I really like these guys. They're gonna go somewhere. I want this first video for shit. I'll give him $1 million, and $1 million to him is nothing. And now all of a sudden, people are freaking out about all my videos because all of our videos, because it's like,
this one person
he paid $1 million for it. So how much can I pay to get this next one done?
Riding that wave. Yeah. Because I mean, like, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. Like, that's what this whole non-fungible thing means. Like, it's art. Like, it's valuable to the person that's buying it.
Right.
Whatever they price it at, that's what it's gonna go for. So, but I mean,
I gotta feel that get this done, by the way. So
what
you said you at?
Just saying.
You said you have
get this done, by the way. If you guys actually want to do this, I have a feeling get this done. I've already been. I mean, while everyone was trying to figure it out, I just tried to figure out how to do it. So, but continue, Tim. Go ahead.
No, we could definitely get on that. I mean, if you figured out the blockchaining piece of it, you just have to figure out.
Doesn't it turn that? Yeah, isn't it a process to turn our thing into like a NFT? It's a process to it. That costs money.
Yes, there it is.
Okay,
but you still have to have like okay. I mean, so for anybody watching this, you would still need like a solid idea or a platform or something to apply.
Here's the better
technology
idea
towards.
Well, for me anyway, what I thought is to come up with a store or a platform that sells everyone else's NFTs, and we take a percentage of it.
Yeah,
that way we don't have to spend no money, and we become the platform.
I brought that to you. I brought that to you last week, and you told me. I brought that to you last week, and you told me that was stupid. FYI.
No, we didn't. You brought to me
When?
exchange rates. You said I want to be at a platform to exchange the currency.
I brought to you a platform.
That's kind of the same vein.
No,
I could see it.
It's the same exact thing. We're just going to trade in multiple currencies.
But that part right there, Mark, was a hard part. I was telling you that was a hard part. It was the multiple currencies, because that's what I was trying to understand. Like, we're taking the biggest risk because we're trading in so many different. I didn't realize NFTs is only running off of one.
Okay.
Ethereum. That's Ethereum.
It. Yep.
We don't have to do all that other stuff. That's their problem.
Right.
That's a them problem. If you want the Chico, exchange your coin somewhere else and bring your ass back over here.
Basically. But I mean, and they might not even
want to
do
just
that.
Said, blah, 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 can't do it.
No, I definitely told you.
They may not. I mean, Ethereum right now is a pretty solid coin. Ethereum right now is a pretty solid coin. All right, Chris, whatever. Anyways, Ethereum right now is a pretty solid coin. So yeah. That's what right now. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, like I said. No, you did. Anyways, Ethereum's pretty solid coin. So you're probably right.
You have to have a lot of money just on.
Why are you still talking?
Because your face is moving, nigga. I don't know you're talking.
Now, huh?
He called you a robot.
I can't see your face move, so I don't know you're talking. Oh shit!
So is sound coming? Is sound coming out?
You know, I can hear you, but your face is like.
It's just like. It's like it's like those little photo shots.
Yeah, but you're talking still. But I don't know if you stopped or you started.
Oh, I think you stopped.
No.
Okay.
Be back. So for how long of that was not face now?
What do you say?
You said how long?
How much of that? Yeah, how long was my face not moving?
It's just like a second after. Like your bit rates are like crazy slow.
Right.
Like you're like 2 seconds slower than everything else you're doing. Did you switch over?
Yeah, I should be back.
Oh, now you're back. Look at you.
Yeah. It all faded in.
You came back into 4K again. You were like 3K.
Yeah. Like it had like a
so
blockade.
Do we have to do all that all over again or no?
No, we don't, because we're gonna still roll with it. Because your voice was just fine. Your head movements were not, but that's okay. We'll live through that one.
Well, anyways, yeah, you didn't say anything. You just were a bitch. But anyways, so Ethereum is a pretty solid coin, so whatever. And now that it's Chris' idea, it's a great idea, so maybe we might do it. Yay! Great. Thank you for.
No one's stopping you from doing it. No one stopped you, Mark. When you said it, no one stopped you.
I didn't
stop.
You
can say, well, F them guys.
I didn't stop.
If you didn't stop, what you talking about?
I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I was just trying to be a nice fella and be like, hey, fellas. Like, I think I found a person who can actually do it.
I want to make Chris's NFTs.
No one's going to buy it.
Okay.
Because you're going to do some fuck shit. Because you're going to be late and not listen to motherfuckers with good ideas. And you're going to make some old ass ideas.
Or I just listen to your good ideas, Mark, and I come back later. And after all the mistakes you make, come back out with the better version, just like Apple.
Just be competition.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's not really interested in it. So you're not going to come out with a better version. You're not really interested in it. You'll come out with the Chris version. It's not going to be a better version. But anyway.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Moving on.
Still be a version that's out. That's gonna take away from your version, nigga. You didn't go eat without me. You ain't eating, nigga.
No.
You ain't gonna eat, nigga.
That's actually never happened. Actually, as long as we've known each other, as many times as you've attempted that stuff,
you ain't finna eat, man.
It's actually never happened.
Well, Mark, every time we've done this, I put you on quite a bit, actually, and you go, I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to do this.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
out.
Oh.
Business ventures, where you could have made shit tons of money, but you said, nah, I don't want this.
I don't recall. I need specifics.
The t-shirts, nigga. The t-shirts that had the sniffing the shoe, and I put you on a whole fucking platform, and you're like, I was not sure what's going on here, so I just told him no.
Oh, you talking about your mans? Are you talking about your mans?
I don't know him. I have no idea who that person is.
You talking about your man? The random fellow that you had call my phone, and then you just authorized all types of things without telling me, and I was like, wait, what's going on? The fellow that already sold, like, he already sold things, and then I didn't have anything created, and it was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to cancel it.
To me, you had to
say that was one conversation.
To mass produce
that
it.
Was one conversation. That was one conversation. I just need you to understand that was one conversation. It was like, hey, and it wasn't even a conversation. It was someone reached out to me, and then I had to reach out to you and be like, what's going on? And you're like, oh, well, yeah, I talked to him. And then once I talked to him, and once I talked to him, hold on. And once I talked to him, and he heard, and he didn't hear, I had a warehouse full of shirts. He just canceled everything because that's what people do. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
That's not my fault. If someone calls me and says, "Do you have a warehouse?" I tell them yes, and then we figure that shit out later.
And you do, and that's called shitty business.
That's not shitty business if you can execute, Mark. That is not shitty business when you execute. You make money. If you don't execute, then yes, that's shitty business. But if you execute,
okay, that's shitty business. Okay, so
you got nervous. I can't do that.
I wasn't in a position to, Chris. Did you ask me what was going on at the time? Did you ask me if I had the capital to mass produce anything? Did you ask me anything?
Oh, Mark, here's the thing. Right?
No, you didn't, right?
If someone asks, if someone's gonna say, "Hey, cool, I like the shirt. I'm gonna buy." When you say warehouse, you make some. This guy was like fucking. Like Target, like no, he was the nigga online selling shirts. So the most he could have wanted was maybe 100. And you're trying to tell me that you couldn't have went to fucking any place and just created 100 shirts?
Was he just gonna like buy it off you and then?
Yeah, that's it.
No, he already knows what happened. He put it so Chris has somehow negotiated some sort of situation with him. Mm-hmm. Where
I didn't negotiate.
It was already. All I did was the guy where he was already on his platform.
Hold on, Mark. Hold on.
Where it was already on his platform.
Don't try to hold on, Mark. Hold on.
Or done whatever.
I did not. The guy said, "Hey, dope." I said, "Yo, we're selling these shirts for these shoes." He's like, "Who is this person?" I said, "Gave him the name. So his name is Mark. He makes these shirts. Contact him. He has them." But he's like, "Cool. A whole bunch of people want them. I'll contact him." Cool. Mark was like, I guess he contacted Mark to get the orders or whatever he was trying to do. Mm-hmm. And Mark was like, no.
Oh, no. No, Superman, no.
So I can understand how, from Chris's perspective, that's how that went. First of all,
that's my whole life's work, Mark.
Me and he said, first of all, he said me and Chris weren't doing anything. Mm-hmm. Me and Chris weren't doing anything. We were making sure we weren't doing anything. Okay, that's number one.
We were just trying to make money, right? I'm trying to put Mark.
Who is we? But was it you keep saying we? I don't understand. Who's gonna
make
the
money?
There was
Mark?
no
was
we.
I gonna make $1?
There was no we.
Mark, was I gonna make $1 out of this?
I understand that.
Was I gonna make any money from this? What did I do? Nothing but purely just give you money.
What you have to understand is that from my perspective, where I was sitting, I'm figuring out why is someone who's not a part of what I'm doing negotiating deals for me? So
I just said paused for a second. You could renegotiate. You could have literally told that nigga, I have no idea who that nigga is, but yes, I have these shirts. Let's talk about it. You have the connect now.
But Chris, once again,
now if you're talking to me about this, Mark, I can understand it.
But Chris, you're doing all this talking, but you didn't talk to him. You had one conversation with him on what you're telling me, and you sent him over.
Right.
You didn't conversate. You didn't converse back and forth with him. Okay then. So you didn't put me on the shit.
How could I know? How could I negotiate if I didn't converse with him?
You overpromised something that could not be. You overpromised something that couldn't be delivered. That individual called me with the intentions of X, Y, and Z, and those X, Y, and Z weren't there. I didn't even know what was going on. I when I talked to him, I was like, okay, yes, I have them. Well, this it's not here. It was just in the rift of conversation. And in the rift of conversation, okay, I'm gonna cancel everything. I was like, okay, I mean. It's your platform. I get it. I mean, it makes sense. I just thought you had on my hand. I was told this. I was told this. Now, that fellow could have been a liar. He could have been a big liar. If you didn't do all that, that's fine.
But I can't say I just remember talking to the guy and telling him, yo, I got the shirt from this guy. Because you were trying to tell me I thought you were selling shirts, Mark. That's what I thought you were trying to do. If you made one and you put it online, you're selling shirts to me. But if you didn't, I don't know. My bad.
Listen. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that you didn't do anything. It's that you're saying that you put me on, and it's like it sounds like what you did.
Hey Tim, let me tell you something. You throw me an alley-oop, I'm going to get that bitch.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what you do.
That's
I'm getting
true.
that bitch.
Okay. All
That's
right.
true.
You throw me anything,
I see it both ways. I see it.
Shit.
There's no both ways to see shit.
There is. No, there is, because
there's no both ways to see
no,
shit.
there is.
Because
if somebody throws
someone
you,
calls you.
yeah, okay, they call you. I don't know the inner works of the conversation. They call you and say, "Hey, do you have these shirts? Are you selling these shirts? Can I get them from you?" You can lie and say no, but I can figure it out. Like, you don't have to tell them that you have to figure it out, but you can at least, go after it and be like, I got 50 today. I'll get you the other 50. I don't know, when I figure it out.
That's not how it was approached. So,
however it is, right? You create a plan.
It's not how the devil.
That's how I do.
Devil. All right, that's fine. But the devil's in the details, bro. Like at the end of the day, like if someone comes at you with purchase orders, and where to send X, Y, and Z, and so on and so forth, and these are not even in production, and now we're asking for times and things of that nature. Like, once again, Chris may have had a minor conversation with that fellow, right?
Yeah,
he may have had a minor conversation with that fellow. In all actuality, listen, I have not even said anything negative about X, Y, and Z. When I mentioned that, when I said we, I'm explaining the process of my mentality. In my mentality, there is no we. So I'm trying to figure out who was talking to me. How did he get my number? What are we talking about? There's a whole platform over here that I've never seen before. And then now I'm being asked for purchase orders and things of that nature. So in that, I'm like, what? So I took a second just to ask what was going on. Once the fella understood that I didn't know what was going on, because essentially I didn't know what was happening. I was approached as if I already knew everything was happening. Mm-hmm. So in the conversation, I was like, wait, what? What's happening? And at that point, the deal was already off. Yeah. He already was off. And then we just started talking. He's like, well, this is what was told to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Once again, to sit here and make it seem like I don't want to do anything is insulting. I graduated in the same business building as you did, motherfucker. And so it's kind of insulting. Yes, I attempted. But once again, fella, if you really were trying to put people on, how about, hey, this is my man's. I heard from him before I heard from Chris.
I think I definitely told you, Mark, what was going to happen.
No, you didn't.
A lot of people want your
shirt. You don't even remember. No, you didn't.
I sent you the guy's Instagram.
You didn't.
I sent you the guy's Instagram.
You did not. Okay. I heard from him before I heard from
So here's the reverse story.
I found out what happened.
Because I did that way. Marcus told me a story where I took his t-shirt and sold it. And he felt some type of way about that too. So there's no winning with this nigga. there's no winning with this nigga. If you can't do it, I can do it. Let me tell you, if you can't do it, I can do it. I can figure it out. I'll take a shirt and I can sell it.
Did you sell it?
No, because you felt some type of way about it.
No, you
told me. Oh yeah, that
I told you about that.
I did sell that shirt actually.
Years after you tried
it. Yeah, I know, but I did sell that shirt. Yes, but because that was your shirt and I liked that shirt so much, I was like, let me put this man on. And I thought maybe my putting you on. The one with the lip that it was like cheetah lips and it was like a happy face with cheetah lips or some shit like that.
Nah, I mean, so you sold that? How many shirts did you sell?
I don't know. Can't remember. A long time ago.
I don't think you did.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me that you didn't. I remember you telling me that you didn't, unless you lied. You're not a liar, are you?
I bought the shirt.
For the record, for that narrative that Chris just said, I actually did several orders of that shirt. That's why I said something to Chris years later, because the reason why it was on the internet, because it was for sale. I sold out. So I was trying to figure out, like, why are you? So once I sold it out, I was like, why is he taking the
I think I changed it though. I did change it though.
Yeah, you threw cheetah print on the sleeves.
That's not your
like
shirt
a
anymore.
fucking tool. like a tool. You threw cheetah print on the sleeves. And
well,
this,
that's not your shirt anymore,
and
Mark.
Tim, that
That's
happened
hilarious.
before, and Tim, that happened before Buddy contacted. He did that before Buddy contacted.
Yeah, and
So
I felt bad about it,
exchange
so I
that
put
we
Mark
just
on the
talked
second
about,
one, man.
the whole exchange we talked about, he took my shirt, tried to sell it himself, and then all of a sudden he's negotiating business deals for me.
I wasn't negotiating.
Not to mention,
I just
mention that we weren't crew at the time. We weren't crew at the time.
See, you be getting too emotional about that. It's money, man. Look at that money. Man. Stop being emotional.
We weren't crew at the time. So
Nigga over here worried about the details and shit.
Me and this fella work crew. He steals my shirt and then comes and tries to negotiate a deal with me afterwards.
I didn't negotiate
without my
with you.
knowledge.
I said that's a dope shirt. I know somebody that wants it. Here's the connect.
Okay, but Chris, at the end of the day, listen, Chris. At the end of the day, I understand what you're saying, and I honestly do believe you when you tell me that. Okay, yeah, you were trying to put me on. I understand that. I believe you. I really do. I'm just explaining the mentality that I was in, and why I was like, okay, this.
You worried about the wrong thing,
motherfucker, and I didn't figure out.
This nigga could have been a millionaire already. He could have had a whole T-shirt empire, but you worried about the wrong thing.
The next day, man.
Obviously, Mark, you have great T-shirt designs, right? Obviously, you have great T-shirt designs. It's the back end of it that you just didn't have. I'm the back end of you, Mark. That's it. That's all. I was energy pack behind you, and you're like, "Fuck you, Chris." I'm
no,
like, my bad.
You're right.
My bad.
I just need to make sure I understand. Like, I hope you understand that I did sell out on 2 campaigns without you. Just put that out.
Well, I need you to sell out on the other shirt that had some real energy behind it, because they were selling all kinds of stuff on that site.
I think that site is still selling like neighborhood like.
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know. I still exactly. Anyway,
I'll say, what is it? Oh, man.
I forgot the name of the place. I think it's. All
I know is they contacted me, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
we got one."
So let me ask you this: how did they contact you? Did you just post it on your profile and someone?
No, that was back in my, I was just shooting it out to everybody. Went out to everybody, like the whole list. Just shot it out, and someone contacted me and was like, "Yo, I like this shirt. Are you making it?" I'm not making it. My homeboy's making it. And I told him how much you wanted for the shirt, and I was like, "Here's his Instagram. Contact him." I might have given you your number too.
No, he definitely reached out to me. He reached out to me. I was confused
because he said he needed it. He was like, "I need the shirt now," and I was like, "Cool."
Well, Chris, this is what I'm saying. Chris. This is what happened. You sent him the shirt. He put it on his platform. Already sold the shirt. Then reached out to me.
That's all the hard work
done. Asking
done.
me when I can get it.
Yeah.
He was asking me when I can get it. But Chris,
I would say when you need it.
But Chris, once again, it was not in mass production. Number one, it wasn't submitted anywhere.
How hard is it to get it in mass production, Mark? How hard is it?
You haven't sold the shirt, so you tell me. How hard is it? Have you sold the shirt independently?
To put a mass production shirt, Mark? Come on, man.
Chris, what I'm saying,
I don't know how that works. You're gonna really sit there and say I don't know how that works.
Have you done it?
Yeah,
I know you understand how it works. Mark. Have you done it?
We did it in college.
We did it in college.